And now this actually makes our tree look pretty barren right now, but that's okay. You know, and now we can go, we can take it, we can increase. Maybe we want their, I don't know what twirl is, right? But we can twirl around. We can maybe make their growth scale a little bit bigger. Right now, you know, let's look like a tree, right? It's not too bad. Unity makes it really easy for this, fortunately. And also, one thing you can do is once you have this tree, when you don't have the leaves highlighted, you can highlight the branches or the main base of the tree. And then you go down here and you can add materials to that. And you know, there's trees that are already included in it in the Unity packaging. So now we've just made a pretty decent looking tree. It might be a little too realistic for what we're going for, but that's all in the materials and all the textures that we draw up. And you know, it's all our own assets that we're going to be changing through time. But yeah, so that's like the main idea for trees. You can also rotate branches here. You can grab this, and I can say I want this branch to kind of curl. Maybe not grab it there, but maybe curve it this way or that way or whatever. We can make it look broken. And that's how, like I said, that's how you are making these trees. But so one thing to really take note on is this hierarchy structure down here and how each of these play off of each other. But you know, that's another thing you just kind of got to get and kind of toy around with and see how you like it. Change shapes, you know, whatever. Really big leaves, really small leaves. You name it, right? So, and then you can take this tree now, I believe, and you can save this tree. I think it's automatically saved in our assets folder. And now when we're going into our terrain, I think you can add that tree. Yeah, so now we can add this tree that we've created. And let's see, we can give a bend factor if we want. And now we can just massively place them all over. Oh, sorry, I had the wrong one selected. Grab this tree that we just made, right? Now we can make a whole bunch of these broken trees all over the place, or right? This is kind of where we were at last time. Turn down the density, and we can have just like a few. But that'll be a way that we can make trees, right? And we'll maybe mass place them or whatever we want to do. So those are two little things that I was toying around with, and I just wanted to show you guys. Mainly just how to get this tree incorporated and how our ray casting has changed a little bit. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Let me go back into mono here, and we'll go back over. Talk about the script a little bit. So now that we've changed these values, our origin point, we can do a lot with that, right? We can change our Z to being a little farther in front of us if we want, or we can change it to be off to the side, or you know, really whatever. But ideally what we're going to want to do is we're going to need to change this block to being, I don't know, maybe interactable or something like that, and that will allow us to walk up to things, specifically like the tree, right? And that'll allow us to click on the tree, and then we can go in, and the tree will highlight. I have so many windows here, I'm trying to get the right one for you guys. Right, I mean, wouldn't that be nice if we could just walk up to the tree? I don't think this tree has a collider in it, so we can walk through the tree at the moment. You can probably add a collider to it. We just go here and maybe mesh collider. This might work. This might not. Let's see if we can walk through it. Our guy's so slow. Okay, see, so now we got a collider, so now he's actually running into it properly, which is good. That's exactly what we want. And now this will also allow us to attach a little material to that and maybe make a highlight, right? So if we change this thing's tag to block, let me add a little particle effect to it. All right, we can change the shape. Let's change its shape to maybe a box, and we'll change its x to be like 0.1. Oh, sorry, we need to change its speed more or less to 0. And now let's just make it kind of tall. And now it's totally sticking out of the ground because it's not exactly even on where it needs to be. But just something like this, right? And then let's increase its emission also by quite a bit, so it actually looks kind of shiny. And then we're going to then turn its emission off because this is the way that we have it scripted. So now when we interact with this collider, we should recognize that and then turn the emission on. Let's see if this works. We might need to change this trigger right here. We might need to make it a trigger collider. Now if we walk over it, okay, no, so it's lighting up, that's good. But it's not turning off. Okay, yeah, it is. It is slowly. Oh, sorry. Because if we go into the particle system, we have its duration, right? We want to change its duration to like 0.25, and its lifetime also to something like 0.25, something to where it's really short. Now if we walk over to it, I just move this tree so it doesn't have to walk so far every time, right? Now it'll light up. Okay, we want to make this probably a little bit bigger. You get the idea, right? So it's lighting up, right? Now we'd be able to interact with it, maybe a little wood, and then we walk away and it's going to turn off. So probably the next thing that we're going to really want to work on is allowing maybe some form of GUI to pop up. When we do that, and then we click a button to interact, maybe have some form of GUI that pops up that'll allow us to choose maybe the materials that we can pull from this tree, or something like that. And what else? Oh yeah, one last thing I was going to talk to you guys about. Have we ever gone over skyboxes? We were talking about that here?
We did.
Oh, we did, okay.
I remember.
Okay, well, I'll just do another quick little demo, at least just to how to get it incorporated. So one thing that Unity has are these things called skyboxes that are really cool. Okay, I guess I don't have it here yet. I'll have to import it, that's fine. So we go to import package, go to assets, import package, and then you want to go to skyboxes. Just import the skybox real quick. And again, these are just art assets that we could do, you know, eventually, but to save our time, we're just going to incorporate it right here. And you can see it here, right? So these are the different textures that you have, right? These are the different textures that people have drawn. And then these skyboxes get layered in a way that it makes it just look like the real sky is out there. So keep that in mind for anybody who wants to do this artwork. That's more or less how you're going to create a skybox from the art level.
It'd be really cool if the sun was mechanical.
We could do something like that, you know. I mean, that's all just going to come down to what people are able to make with these skyboxes, you know. I mean, here's another example of just a few different skyboxes. Right. Okay, so here. Right. I mean, that's just like clouds, and you got a little sunshine over here. So how to actually integrate that into your game is really, really easy. Just like a lot of things in Unity, they make it really easy. So go to our main camera, or whatever camera you're using for the main, to be able to actually view the things, right? We're going to add a component, I think it's effect, no, not effect. This might take me a minute to figure out where it is. Rendering, yeah, skybox, right? So now I added the skybox. Now when we go into skybox, now we have these textures that have been pre-baked with all of these other textures. I guess we have this material that's been made with all these different textures inside of it, right? So now we can go into our main camera and into our custom skybox. We can just take and drag and drop that right into there. And now when we hit play, we'll see this cool looking skybox around our whole world and make it look full and real, and like there's an actual real sky. And that'll be an easy way to implement skyboxes for us.
By the way, Art's mentioning that menus don't show up on the screen.
Yeah, I know.
Top boxes,
Yeah.
so he says he might go to fix it though.
Okay. Well, we can look at a couple different skyboxes here, right? I mean, we can make it nighttime. That one's kind of hard to see, right? Maybe a different type of sunny skybox. Looks pretty similar to our last one. But all in all, I mean, that's would be a quick way we can import skyboxes to make it look a little bit cleaner for our people at home who are viewing, and for us here, and for what we're going to make. I'm going to take the skyboxes folder, and I'm going to put it into, I changed this standard assets folder to Z standard assets, so now we can keep things a little more organized. Delete that. So now we have, in Z standard assets, this will just be at the bottom of our assets folder every time. And this is the imported, all of the imported stuff that we've imported into this game that we haven't made ourselves, right? Everything else is things that we've made ourselves, except for that tree textures. We put that down in here. No, can't. It doesn't like it. Oh, because it already exists. Yeah, I mean, you guys have any questions about the skyboxes or anything like that?
Do we want to implement sort of like a day-night system or a weather system?
I think that'd be good. I think that both of those would be good. We should have day-night cycles and a weather system. Maybe we have different things behave differently depending on the weather or the day/night cycle.
You can rest when it rains.
You start moving slower.
Yeah.
You get wet. You get all rusty. That'd be funny. Okay. So, see what I did here? I deleted our tree textures.
Oh, okay.
Now all our trees were white. But that's fine. I mean, we're going to want to delete all these trees anyways. Hold control and drag over it, and I'll delete things for you. And we have this one tree, our base tree right here, who has this collider. He's particle system and stuff. We'll keep him here for now. Yeah. So are we good? Any other questions? Anything like that? It's almost time for us to call it. Okay. So I'll mention one more time that there will be no weekend game jam this weekend. We're going to postpone that until we get some more people. Like I said, I emailed a bunch of teachers today, so hopefully we'll get something back, and I'll be able to go and meet with these classes, and then we can discuss getting new members and getting some art students, hopefully, and some people who really want to sit down and create all this artwork. As far as this goes, I think next week I think it'd be really cool if we could have some form of swimming integrated into the game. I don't think that's going to be that hard. One thing we're just pretty much going to have to do is when we go inside of the water, we'll just play it out a little bit. So when we go inside the water, our gravity is just going to get turned off, and then that'll allow us to fly, right? Oh wait, we might have to rethink this, because when we're in the air, we're automatically getting force added downward to us.
We could write a script to say if we're in the water.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we'll have to do. We'll have to create a new conditional for when we are in the water. The game's going to need to recognize that. I mean, we're still going to want force to add downward because we're going to want our character to sink. I mean, he is a robot, so he shouldn't be able to just float, all the time. But we also don't want him just to sink like a rock and be stuck down there. So, I mean, the way it's working now...
You could, use jump, in your water. Use jump to kind of keep afloat.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be the idea. And this probably never gets reset either because this ground is not tagged. The train's not tagged as ground. Or it's not called ground. I don't remember how we have that set up. Give me 1 second. We can fix this probably. Ground.GameObject minus ground. Okay, yeah. So if we changed our terrain name to ground, this might fix it.
Art's volunteering to go with you to Austin on Wednesday.
When?
Well, he says on Wednesday.
Okay.
Whenever you go to classes.
Okay.
Wants to do it.
Okay, well, he's not going into this ground either, so we'll have to toy around with that a little bit, but that's okay. If we make it a trigger, the problem is he's going to fall right through the world. And now he's swimming. Yeah, so we'll toy around with that a little bit. We're going to need to get some form of collision detection and not falling through the world with it. So that's okay. I guess we'll call it here for the week. Thanks, guys, for watching the live stream, those of you who did. And thanks for those of you who are going to be watching this YouTube video later. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, if you have any questions at any time, feel free to send me an email or send me a message on Twitch or leave any comments below. I check them more or less daily, so let me know, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Do we have any other questions on the stream or anything like that?
Yeah. No.
All right, well, thanks guys for watching, and we will see you back here on Wednesday at 12:30 and Pacific time, and we'll jump into it. Maybe we'll be able to get a working swim thing working out. So great. Okay, and remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and we will see you guys on Wednesday. Have a